let's talk crazy. Yeah, Shice, the talk of the town. Right now it's popping, it's going down. So many topics, join it now. Yeah, let's talk crazy. Hey, nothing is off limits. It's entertaining and authentic. So if you ready, then let's get it. Yeah, from athletes to musicians, interviews, you can't miss it. On the real, it's what you need. It's the truth and it's bringing that heat. Hey, let's talk crazy. Yeah, let's talk crazy. Shice, the talk of the town. Let's go.
She was looking with a chicken dinner. Her body had an aura like somebody winner. She's something like my type, 3,000 niggas. So I pulled up on the smooth seat, told her what it was and who I am and who we could be. And now she's thinking about the movie. No co-stars, but she's on it like groupie. Life's too short to save and move too fast, and we should get to know each other, girl, like front to back. Cause I could elevate your life like tax-free cash. The way you elevate my sights with all that ass. Don't mean no harm, good Lord, I'm just saying. You got the type of body make a nigga wanna say it. We're about to risk it all for a short vacation. Put your number in my phone and we can skip the conversation. She's like, touch me, don't tease me. Can you promise you never leave me? When you call me tonight, they gonna give me my number in your phone. Something about you I can't let go. Yeah. And I was like, week three. And shorty's on my body like a hickey. See, all she wanna do is eat, fucking sleep. We roll a few J's, then we repeat. And I just like the head, so it's cool with me. I lay across my bed like a fitted sheet. I roll up on her body like a Fonzoli. Now I'm swimming in her ocean like we on a beach. And she's telling me life's too short to save and move too fast, and we should get to know each other, girl, like front to back. Cause I could elevate your life like tax-free cash. The way you elevate my sights with all that ass. Don't mean no harm, good Lord, I'm just saying. You got the type of body make a nigga wanna say it. We're about to risk it all for a short vacation. Put your number in my phone and we can skip the conversation. She's like, touch me, don't tease me. Can you promise you never leave me? When you call me tonight, if I put my number in your phone, something about you I can't let go. See, baby, if it's something about you, I just can't let go.
Love your body lace, let me tie you down. Martin on the strip. Damn, Gina, we could ride around, no lies. Mellow vibes, superficial ties, and you boost it. I'm ready to put the steel to your ex-man.
Show happy this tight, his sure to be staying right. Got you on my hip early, I promise might stay tonight. Got the clip on deck with lip action, I just might suck you early in the morning before I hop on that flight.
You petty, damn, you petty thought though. All I'm trying to do is get drunk and listen to Blanco. Riding that Bronco, you throw it back like who wearing Baco. Kiss on your middle, it tastes your soul like some cold gelato.
Slow down, poppy, I'm on roll call. Tried to tell you early, once you tasting on my juices, that shit down for. Chicks be on the gram, giving it all to make it pound more. But I'm here for the taking, kitty wetter than a downpour.
Touch me, don't tease me. Can you promise you never leave me? When you call me tonight, if I put my number in your phone, something about you I can't let go. Cause baby, there's something about you I just can't let go. Yeah. Say touch me and tease me. Baby, say you won't leave me.
You know this man to give DJ Magic Hot 97 all that's a go. You rocking with Shice, the voice of Brooklyn. And I'm saying it, I'm endorsing it. You know what
And
it
that's
is.
me, and he not kicking me out his damn car. I don't give a damn.
I might. No, I'm gonna.
Hey, it's Sean Pepsi, and you are rocking with Shice, the talk of the town. Don't mess up.
What's up? It's your boy Lance Stevenson, aka Born Ready. Now rocking with Shice, it's the talk of the town. You know how we do it, baby.
Where you represent? Where you represent
Brooklyn,
right now?
baby, Brooklyn.
What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Shice, Mr. Talk of the Town, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Crazy. You have just entered the crazy chat room with some of the craziest conversations. And before I bring out my guests, today's show is solely based on Let's Talk Crazy and our views and our points. This is just a conversation. I gotta put a disclaimer out early that this conversation is not meant to offend or hurt anyone. This is just real life topic that I felt that we needed to discuss because of all of the stuff that has been going on. And what other way to do it than to have two of my closest friends that when I say they probably ain't gonna hold no punches, they gonna tell it like it is. That's just what it is. So I'm gonna bring them on right now. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, on the bottom, I got my girl Miss Envy from the Queens of NYC podcast. What's going on,
That's
mama?
right.
I see your ass ain't on vacation this week.
At the moment, no.
See, and we ain't even gonna say why. We ain't even gonna say why. We just gonna leave that alone.
I got some orders I gotta do. I got some cakes I gotta get out, so that's why I gotta stay a little still.
Speaking of that, make sure y'all follow Miss Envy at Miss Envy 01 on Instagram, or follow her Instagram page, Envious Creations on Instagram. My girl makes cakes. She makes shirts. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I probably think you make poom pooms. You probably make all types of stuff. Who knows what you make down there? I don't know. You just that person, I guess. Like, girl, your vagina out of whack? Let me make you one.
Right.
I got you. We gonna bring that. Well, let's not go there.
Run it back a little bit. Run it back.
Look. This conversation might get to this point later on in this conversation. And if you're looking over my man TC, the entertainer, I might slip up and say your name. So I'm just gonna say my man Tino down there, because I'm probably gonna slip up and say it twice or 400 times. But this is my guy. We've been on a Carnival cruise ships together, hosting, and we got in a lot of trouble together, being the only two pit bulls on a ship from America. So, that was us. Yeah, no, it was you. I got in trouble for you. You know, everybody want to know why I got in trouble. This is the reason I get in trouble right here. I ain't do nothing. Mr. I said what I said.
Right. Oh, Lord.
Don't start now.
All right, yo, it's such so many topics that we're gonna focus on one topic today, but it's such a dope topic, but it's also such a touchy topic.
Right.
And like I said, I want to make sure I say it again. This conversation is not meant to offend or hurt anyone. This is just the reality of the conversation. This is the reality that we live in. And it's a conversation that needs to be had because there's a lot of things going on. And, we not talking about it. So I felt like this is a day to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping they don't cancel me. I ain't on no big scale, but, they be cutting shit. You know what I'm saying? So
throats and shit.
Yeah, this is one of those type of conversations. So if you're looking at the title says Dave Chappelle versus the community. And when I say the community, we are talking about the LGBTQ community. See, if I forget a letter, I don't want them to cut me off. So we talking about that. And it's such a crazy topic. So first, before we get into it, let me ask Envy, because I know TC actually watched it last night. Did you get a chance to watch Dave Chappelle's show, The Closing? Unfortunately, no. Okay. So you're going to learn a lot today. And it's all right. Let's just get into it, because me and TC had a whole conversation on this yesterday, and we had another conversation on it kind of today. And it was so crazy because the conversation just went where it went without it didn't need a driver. It goes where it's going to go, and it goes on its own. So that Dave Chappelle has a lot of controversy with the LGBT community because of his stand-ups.
Right.
This is nothing new. This is what he does, right?
Right.
And part of me, I just want to say that I don't think that, especially, and I'm gonna just speak for the closer. I'm not gonna speak for other shows because I haven't seen everything. We're gonna specifically speak on his latest comedy special, The Closer.
Okay.
In my opinion, I didn't think that he was disrespectful to the LGBT community. I think it was something that he was given his, he was given kind of his experience. Um, and, I just think that it's so touchy. I think he set out to say, with all of this going on, I'm not going to be shut down. Nobody's going to stop me from talking about anything. And my
Right.
first question to you guys, should the LGBT community be off limits when it comes to comedy, since everybody else talks about everything, right? With Dave Chappelle specifically, in his shows, he's dogged out our community, the black community, right?
Right.
He's done slaves, he's done crackheads, he's damn near,
He's touched it all.
he touched everything.
Right.
And do you think first that the LGBTQ community should be off limits? That's my first question.
I don't think so, because my thing is, if you know he's a comedian, when you're going to certain shows or even when you're watching certain people as comedians, you should not take it personal. That's just
Right.
my opinion. You make him relate, but yes, I don't feel it should be taken personal, because at the end of the day, this is what they're doing for a living. They're not targeting one person. They're not saying, "Hey George, this is the situation A, B, and C." They're
Right.
speaking on their own point of view. They're putting a little twist to it. They're adding a little punch to it. That's all they're doing. They're doing what they see fit to make a buck. Granted, people do get offended.
Right.
But should it be certain things off limits? I don't feel it should be certain things off limits, because my thing is, freedom of speech is exactly what it is.
Right. And comedy is one of those things, right, where it's like, and I hate to use the word imperfections, right? Imperfection is comedy. You understand?
Right.
So when we talk about us, like, if I see your lipstick, it was smeared, and you was at my comedy show, guess what? That's shit
a
is
joke,
fair.
right?
That shit is
Right,
fair
right.
game. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? If your pantyhose is showing, or a piece of a pad is hanging out your purse, I'm gonna talk about that. You understand?
Right.
Because it's fair game. Does it mean I mean to hurt you? No. It means that I seen something, and this is some real life shit that I'm gonna talk about. You understand?
And I'm gonna just roast your ass, and that's just that.
and that's what it is. And all of this talk about canceling Dave Chappelle and not wanting him to work and people quitting their jobs because of the special. I just thought that, damn, we going too far. Like,
I believe it is definitely is being taken out of context, because my thing is, it seems like that community has more rights than damn near anybody. You can, even if you just identify that at that specific moment, that gives you so much free range on certain conversation. Well, now I have to watch how I say certain things, because I don't want you to get offended. Now I can't ask you why you're going into the women's restroom because you chose to identify as a her today. It's a whole lot, and my thing is, it's just been too much, because just like how in the beginning, and back in time, we had our black bathrooms, we had our white bathrooms. They fought, yes, but it still was an issue, and it wasn't to the point of, oh, okay, well, let the black young man go in the white
but
white
see,
guy's
see,
bathroom.
see, the difference with that, what you're saying is, we didn't fight for a black bathroom. We fought for there not to be a black bathroom. Right? We fought because we wanted, if there's a bathroom here and I gotta pee, this is the bathroom I
Right.
want to go to. We didn't fight
Right.
because this was white. We wanted it to be not white, not black.
Generalized.
Right. We just wanted to
Right,
pee.
but that's my thing. But that's not how people are looking at it, because even within the LGBTQ community, it's like they're sectioning certain things off. Like, there's a whole school in Manhattan just for that community.
Mm-hmm.
When did that ever take place until recent? You understand what I'm saying? Kids, kids itself, black, white, orange, or whatever. Everybody went to whatever specific school, which was in their area, which was educational, beneficial to them, educational wise, or even in their community. For them to have a whole school, that's crazy.
Okay.
Okay, so looking at it in this way, so I'm going to go back and answer your first question.
Yes.
That you asked, should they be off limits? I agree. I don't think that in comedy anything should be off limits. However, I do think you have to be wise enough to know that that's a rocky road to go down right now. It's just is what it is. So you can't be frustrated when you go down that road. You know it's going to be an issue. You know there's going to be a problem. Should it be or should it not? It's a rocky road to go down. Why? Because the deal is when you're talking about something that's off limits, I always say, put the shoe on the other feet. We know that nothing is off limits in comedy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. However, if a white man got up and started making a whole bunch of jokes about niggas and saying some shit, it's going to be some problems. That's a rocky road to go down. It's not necessarily that particular group is off limits, but there are some things you might not want to touch on if you're going to do it. That's how I say that. So no, not off limits, but there are some places if you need to enter with extreme caution because you're going to tap some shoulders. You may tap some.
But that's anything you do though, and that's anything you say. You understand what I'm saying? That like how it goes. So it's not what you say; it's how you say it. It's all about how you're delivering certain things. You could be like, fuck it, this bitch ass. I didn't call you a bitch, but you understand what I'm saying? It's all about how you go about it.
But let's talk about that, right? The word bitch, right? Here's the thing. And me and Tino had this conversation, right? Now, me and Tino is cool enough where I can say, yo, you a bitch. If some of my friends are there and they do some bitch shit, I can say, yo, that was some bitch shit. Am I calling you a bitch? No. But that's just the lingo that we live, that we've adapted, right? And we learn to talk to each other. Does it make it right? No. But it is something that we do. And I just feel like in comedy, should we be censored on what we talk about? Because again, comedy is the art to make people laugh in like trying times to me, right? This is an art. This is something we take imperfections and we make it perfect in comedy. And
but okay, so even with that, should we censor it? No, but you should have enough common sense when to censor yourself. Why? Let me give you an example. I've had some people, even back in the day, a long time ago, especially, being from the South, you're going to hear a lot of racist shit. Mm-hmm. And here comes some white dude coming up, you're a good nigga, I'm just playing. That shit ain't funny, but that's a joke to you, you know what I'm saying? But that's what you're saying. When they come up and say, you're a greasy monkey, but I like you.
I can relate. I understand what you're saying, but it's like I don't know. I don't know.
But to me, right? And again, we're only speaking on this last comedy special because I don't know what he said in the past, right?
Right.
This last comedy special, I don't feel that he said, "Hey, Envy, I'm talking to you." I don't feel like he pointed a person out.
No, he didn't generalize. I don't think he singled out anybody. Look at crackheads. He has done so many scenes, with crackheads and people on drugs. White, black, brown, and everybody is on drugs. Why didn't they say something then?
Right. And
okay. So even in doing that, I feel like no, I don't think he pointed a person out. But this last segment that he did, I feel like he honed in on a group. You drew attention to a group because you kept talking about them. Yeah, did you dabble and sprinkle a little joke over here and one over here and over there? Yeah, but you kept coming back to this trans thing. You kept coming back to.
But
you keep coming back and you keep focusing on it, what are your audience going to do? They're going to focus on it with you. So now it looks like, okay, coming at me. Make a joke about somebody else.
So here's my point on that, right? The reason I feel like every comic has a pinpoint to their comedy, right? As a special. Right. There's a certain punchline, a certain story that they focus on, and it tells the rest of the stories, right, to where it branches off. Now, with what you saying, that him pinpointing, I felt that this comedy special, like the name says, it's the closer. And in the end of this closer, he says, this is the last time I'm going to bring this up until I can sit down and have a meeting with the LGBT community and we can figure something out. So I felt that he didn't pinpoint them. He just used that because that was his main story, right? The whole story was based on him and his interactions with the LGBT, right? He didn't specifically call a person's name and say this. Now he did call
Right.
one person's name who was a transgender, whose name was Daphne. But this was a person that he encountered and he wound up befriending and became really cool. And this person actually wound up committing suicide, right? And he made jokes, but in his defense, like he said, he made a joke about this person, and he said, "Well, y'all looking at me crazy, but Daphne would have loved this joke, right?" And there was a point about the Daphne situation where he said Daphne stuck up for him against the LGBT community and said something that I thought was kind of dope to say. She said that Dave Chappelle was a master of his craft, and he's a wordsmith when it comes to comedy. And she said, y'all don't know him like I do. And mind you, this is a transgender woman,
Right.
And
you're saying that perception is reality. You know what I'm saying? And so, depending on which side of the steps you're on, that can easily be seen as, okay, that's my black friend. Okay, that's your trans friend. Okay, ooh, you got a black friend. Oh, you got a trans friend. That does not change the stupid shit that you just said. That's how it's going. The only reason I still feel like that, whether it was a theme or not, is because in that closer, he was going in and out of, this is a joke. Okay, but this is for real. But this is a joke. Okay, but this is for real. So if it's comedy, then let the whole thing be comedy, and don't all of a sudden get real.
But this is he's not the only comedian that does that. That's an art, right? You've taken the reality and you have to make jokes about it. The whole comedy special is a reality. It's his reality.
What I'm saying is, and that's why I said I do feel like he made it a focal point. Now, would I have felt offended by it? No, I wouldn't have, but I'm not trans either. So it's hard to say, okay, well, why are they offended? Well, you're not them. So it's going to be real difficult for you to see the perception from that point of view. You can only understand it. Now, you can understand if it switches around and somebody says something that's true about you that you don't like. But I just kept feeling like, okay, you keep making people focus on this. After a while, they're going to do what you keep doing. If you have a conversation and I say, hey, I just wanted to talk to you about tacos. Ooh, that ass stink. And yesterday we had some more food. That ass stink. And then tomorrow, that ass. Guess what? After a while, I'm going to say, why do you keep saying that?
Cause your ass stink. Right. Like, but again, that becomes the topic because it actually is a. But here's the thing. But did the ass stink? But here's the thing. Let's go with that. If the ass stinks, then it's the topic, right? And no matter how we try to, no matter how we try to fix that, if I smell a stench of your ass stink. And guess what? I'm gonna say your ass stink.
Right.
And let's go with me. All right. Tino sent me a clip of the Boondocks. Right now, in the opening of this Boondocks, there's a kid dancing on the table, and one of the main characters go, yo, that's gay, right? Now, he said that, and then the whole thing shuts down, right? The school goes crazy, it's on the news, it's go crazy. Now, the kid said something that, and I never watched the Boondocks, but the kid said something that kind of made me think, right? He said, when we as black people say, yo, that's some black shit, or that's some nigger shit, and we all seen on TikTok, people do these skits where they go, this is black people stuff, right? Oh, right. What color is red? What flavor is red Kool-Aid? What do you say? It's red, right? And they go, that's some black shit or that's some nigga shit.
Right.
Now, the kid said, if it's gay stuff, what can I say? If I can't say that's gay and it's gay stuff, what do you say about that, right?
How do you classify it?
How do you classify it? So if you say it's nigga shit, it's black shit, it's white shit, it's Mexican shit,
bullshit,
right? That's some bullshit. What do you say about that? And that's where we have to figure out.
I don't think that's the right term. I don't think there's ever going to be a correct term.
No, it's really not.
Because when you're talking about this community, and you're talking about how gay people are, or why is it such a big deal if you offend them? Because the offense is an offense of being and not an offense of action. And this comes from some religious shit that has started all of this. Why? Because I can call you a nigga, but you're not going to go to hell because you're a nigga. I can call you a drunk, but you're not going to go to hell because I call you drunk. If you say you're gay, nigga, you go to hell. That's a different caliber of an insult. You understand? One is giving a deeper.
I don't think so. I think it's all a person. I think it's all on how they take it.
Right, because here's the thing.
But again, that's why I said the religious community. If you ask anybody, I'm telling you, I sit at some gay pride events, some black gay pride events, and I have literally watched religious people with pickets saying you're going to hell.
But here's my thing. But Tino, and we talked about this too, right? So when people say you're going to hell because you're gay, right? The Bible also says you'll go to hell if you commit adultery. You understand what I'm saying? But these motherfuckers ain't stopped cheating yet. They still getting dicks in their butt and sticking them out.
They pick and choose on what they want to target and what they want to address. At the end of the day, regardless if being gay is condoned or not, people are going to do what they want. You could go to a hotel and the shit is saying big ass words, no smoking. When you get upstairs and these motherfuckers want to smoke, they're going to smoke. People are going to do what they want to do regardless of what anybody else thinks and feels.
And what I was saying in that is the gay community has made it more offensive to themselves. Not the outside making it offensive, but to themselves. You understand? Because actually, if you look, when they're talking about biblical stuff, and they're all into it. But the idea is, the conversation is not, if you're gay, you're going to hell. No, if you're gay, stone him, kill him. That's different. It's one thing to say you're going to hell for this. It's another thing to say kill that joker. And so they have translated it that. And so now there's this fight in themselves. Trust me, they fight inside the community as well about, okay, this is a huge offense, but the true offense is happening from within with this group. And so they're condemning themselves so much that when anybody else is agreeing with their own condemnation, they have to stop them as well. Because the condemnation started from within.
But here's the thing.
Even when you look at Dave Chappelle, he was saying things that they already say about each other. You understand?
But here's my thing. But Tino, on that note right there, and this is another conversation that we had, because we had so much to talk about just before the show, and it was crazy because it just leads to something else. We also said that when people say, because I've heard people in the LGBT community say, hey, about the flaws and stuff, and we talked about the flaws. If you feel that it's a flaw, then how do you expect the rest of the world not to say that it's a flaw? You understand? Correct. Just like we say, black people could say to each other, yo, we niggas, right? But if somebody white says that, we raise hell. We taught them not to say that to us, right? So again, that's something that has to be taught within, not to just be shutting people down and cancel. You teach people how to talk to you. You teach people the lessons and what you need them to say, right? And like I told Tino earlier, there is things in the past that we've all done, because we didn't understand the culture. Now, this is regular. I don't care if you're gay, if you're straight. Listen, if you're a good person to me, fuck it, I'm a good person to you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I could care less who you sleep with at night.
And I think that's where a lot of the controversy comes into play, because a lot of them, a lot of people are still in the closet. A lot of people are still very reserved about it. My thing is, personally, it's nobody's business. But if you just out there just flaming and you just all over the place and you're asking for extra attention, regardless if that's what you intentionally want. 9 times out of 10, you're going to still get a response. And it's like a lot of people do, you can say people. A lot of times they're extra, they're out there, they're making noise, they're just doing the most. And then when they get a response, then now it's a negative reaction. But this is what you asked for, because this is clearly what you're advertising. I think it's based on the individual personally.
And here's the thing, when we talk about drawing a clear, concise line about what to say or what not to say, the reason it's becoming such a difficulty in the LGBT.
He froze?
He just froze real quick. Like, yo, look at his face. He said, well, while he frozen, let's just say, I want to shout out to Quinteria that's on the check-in. Bubba's Celebrity Bodyguard is on the check-in. Sean Don is on the check-in. Talk. Ghetto News is in the check-in. Dennis is on the check-in. And AB. So AB said a comment, and the comment was 50 years ago, Marvin added an E to host his last name, gay. because he hated being teased about the name. Now in 2021, we still worried about categories, and we are all people, and we can't focus on that. And I agree on that. That
Right.
I definitely agree on. Right? We cannot. Is he ever gonna come back, or is he just gonna stay frozen? Like, look at him. I'm gonna leave him like that just for now until see if he comes back. But
You might have to log. Okay, there you go.
he must have logged out and he must be coming back on.
Right.
So, again, my whole thing is, as people, shout out to Gloria on the check-in. She said, pray to God, but Rhoda Shaw, I can't, I need my glasses, but Rhoda Shaw, Russian proverb, right? So, my thing is, again, I could care less. I know, I can't even find them right now. I could care less who you sleep with at night, because I don't want you worried about who I'm sleeping with at night. I don't give a damn. Like, and I just think that with the Dave Chappelle special, and I know Tino said he felt like he pinpointed the community, and I felt like he didn't. I felt like he made his statement, and his whole thing about this special, the closer, was him basically saying, listen, y'all not going to keep trying to threaten to shut me down. You understand? And his thing is, I'm going to say what I want because everything is fair game to me. Right. And you're not going to shut me down. Shout out to Precious. I see you, Precious.
Hey, boo, please, NYC.
Dum, little shameless plug. Yes. So
where's the other one at? She probably not too far behind.
So like I said, I felt like he didn't target them. He basically spoke of his experience. And like I said, now let's go back to what he said about the transgender woman, Daphne. This was a person that he befriended, right? And she stuck up for him.
Clearly means he's not. That, I guess you could say, homophobic, because a lot of times when people are homophobic, they do not befriend them at all. They just stay away. They I don't even think they more so bash them. They just don't be involved at all. Well, damn.
What word? Where did I go? What's going on?
So it's like, I guess it's getting too touchy for the internet. I don't know.
It got a glitch in the system. But again, he befriended Daphne, and Daphne unfortunately committed suicide. He said this is a true story. And he said he felt like he didn't understand if that was because of the backlash that she was getting from the LGBTQ community, or if it was other things going on, but it happened after she stuck up for him. And, he wound up taking care of her daughter. And he was really sincere. Like, you can see that he was touched by this. But at the same time, he made jokes about Daphne, and
he found a brighter vision throughout the whole situation.
Right. And he said that y'all might think that I'm heartless, but Daphne would have loved this joke, right? Because Daphne was a person who wanted to be a comic, and she didn't. He said she was horrible. He let her open for him, and she was 45 minutes of terrible material, right? But she sat down in the front row and watched, as a student, watched the master do what he do. And she was talking to him, having a conversation while he was on stage, and that's how their interaction. And somebody got mad that she kept talking to him and told him, Daphne, shut up, or something like that. So Daphne snapped back. So Dave Chappelle said, well, damn, why weren't you that funny on stage? But instead of telling him, yo, you're horrible and you never gonna work with me again, he decided, I will show you're funny. You're really funny. And I'm gonna show you how to project that. You understand?
Okay. And she had to help her challenge it a certain type of way.
Right. And and I'm gonna tell you, I tried to do stand-up. It's a hard thing to do. Look, his internet came back on. He started working again. Hold on, Tino. We will bring you back. I don't know what happened to you, Tino. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna bring Tino back. Tino gotta come back. Where's this black? I'm getting all of this stuff. Tino just messed up everything.
Technical difficulties, because I don't know.
Tino messed up everything. His internet. That's when your internet bad. Tino.
Is he in New York, or is he out of town too?
Tino in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, let me put this. What? Look at this. Tino, hold on, Tino. I know you there. I'm just trying to get you, on. But go ahead. Envy. While I set this up, just continue to talk about what you feel is wrong with the situation that we have between us.
I don't. My thing is, it's not even that I feel it's wrong or right. At the end of the day, a person is gonna have people have their own preference on whatever they like. For one, and then two, people gonna do what they want to do. So it doesn't matter if your best friend, your family, whoever, people are gonna judge you regardless if you straight, not straight, or however you want, or you just want to play in the field. It doesn't even matter at my opinion. And even like the only thing that I feel is more bothersome is when it comes to the children. A lot of times these children be too young to even understand themselves to even identify something else. And I notice a lot of times in the white community, they allow Jimmy to go to turn into Jane, or however you want to put it, so young. That's my only issue that I have. Let the kids be kids. Let them, at the end of the day, even us as parents and even us as adults, some of us still trying to find ourselves. Some of us still trying to get it together. So how does a child know what exactly they want at so young? That's just my only look at it.
Right, and that's my thing, right? And so here was one of the jokes that he basically said, right? He said that at the end of the show, he basically here he comes again. Where you? I hear him coming in. He comes in and he goes out. So he basically said, see, this is what I tell him, his internet. See, this is why you don't mess with T-Mobile or Sprint, guys. All right? You get you a good a good phone. He basically said that he has to show he said about the kid. He said, I knew your father. She was a great woman. Right, and I thought that was so funny because we don't see that as being comical. But again, was he making fun of the kid? No, or the mother? It was a joke that he had between him and Daphne, and
Right.
to let your parents know, like, yo, this is the art that we live in. I just want to go Bastello. Is that my guy? That's my guy. But Stella, are you still on here? If you are, I got your clip and I'm going to play it. So all that to say this, right? I also want to get into something else. With this, Dave Chappelle has sparked up a lot, and I'm okay with his stance. Shout out to Terrell Howard. Shout out to Precious again. Precious says, "Okay, I'm here. Let's see if you can hear." What you mean? Can we hear? We can hear you. Well, you
No,
typing.
she texted me stating she could hear you, but she cannot hear me.
She cannot hear you?
That's what she said. She said we only hear him.
Sean Don said, "What happened to your man?" I don't know what happened to him. The nigga internet is messed up. It's fucked up. That's all I can say. Shout again. Talk that talk. Ghetto News. That's who they are catering to. Their kids, right? So again. So now, being that he said that they're catering to the kids, and you said that, so I want to play this clip, and I want you guys. Okay. They said they can hear both of us, so okay. Let me play this clip, and I want to get your opinions on this. Okay, so I found this clip, and it was from my man Bastello Talk. My man Q said he can hear you as well. So let's look at this little clip, and I want your thoughts on this. All right. Here we go.
I'm running. Let's see what's up.
Yo, with all due respect, y'all gotta chill, bro. Like, every Superman, come on, man. Even the gay people was like, what the fuck? This is dumb as fuck. Like, Superman is out here gay. Like, what the fuck? He was a father figure to me when I was younger. Now my father gay. Like, who does this? It's too much. It's cause, come on. Why y'all gotta rewrite every cartoon history? I respect the community, but come on, man. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. It's okay to just have regular fucking characters. Come on.
Everything don't gotta be touched. Now I can't hear you.
All right, you hear me now.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Stop touching shit.
Yo, listen. Everything don't have to be touched, like you said, right? And it's crazy because, yo, Superman doesn't have to be bisexual. Nobody cares if Superman. Nobody cares about Superman's sex life.
My thing is the original Superman displayed, to my understanding, I could be wrong. No,
Here he come
trying
again.
to think of the right word for the show. He did not display that type of energy for the other side. Okay, so that should be okay. That's good.
Welcome
So
back,
my
Tino.
thing is- Welcome back. My thing
Man,
is,
just look.
leave it how
Yay.
it is. Every show they did, let's say they did 100 remakes of Superman. Why all of a sudden 2021, since the LGBTQ community is at is present, why does everything have to change over? Even with these cartoons our young children are watching, it's displaying that. Let it just be regular. My thing is, Superman and Lois Lane was the main thing. Why does it have to be Superman?
But that is the craziest thing. Superman, we did not like Superman because he liked Lois Lane. We liked Superman because he was faster than a speeding bullet. He could take shots. He can fly. He saved the world. That's what made us love Superman. Not who he was banging.
He beat Batman up though.
Listen, whatever. But again, that was the thing. We liked him versus villains. That was it.
Right.
That was the catch.
Right.
We didn't care that Superman banged Lois Lane or not. The only thing, Lois was a character, and the only way they had to tie her in was she was a reporter. So when Bruce Wayne, I said Bruce Wayne, excuse me. When Clark Kent went to the newspaper, he met Lois. She was his way to get more information, and then it just so happened that he fell in love. Now, I don't care. Now, in this day and age, can Tino play Superman? Absolutely. I don't care about a black man playing Superman. Just don't rewrite the character. The character is Superman, let him be Superman. I don't care if him or Elton John or anybody else plays Superman. It's fair game. But
leave the storyline the same.
Yes.
It's okay to remake it, to update, but then it's like, just leave it. If the storyline is Lois Lane and him, everybody looking for another Lois Lane, whether she's prettier, whether she's older, whether she's younger. Everybody's looking for the same thing.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Again, when we wanted a character as black people, we didn't rewrite Superman to make him black and put him in the projects and say, oh, this nigga flying from Marcy projects and this is what it is. We didn't do that. What we did was they made a character based on black, right? Somebody that can look. Black Panther, Black Lightning, right? All of these characters were made. If you want to make you a character, sure, go ahead. But don't rewrite Superman or Batman.
Rewrite and redo the whole shit all over. Like, you didn't even you kept the same thing that he's Superman. Hopefully he got the same superpowers. I don't know. Do I have interest in watching it? At this point in time, no. Because why? My thing is just why. Certain things is just like, that's all you can ask. Why? And a lot of people don't have no answers to.
Right. My homeboy Q says, it's not Superman. He said, it's not Superman. It's his son, Jonathan. Damn, Superman had a son? Like, that's how much I didn't care that Superman had sex. Nobody cared about that. I didn't even know.
But I don't even think they ever showed a show where Lois was pregnant or anything. Did she?
Right.
Now I gotta go back and watch
Superboy. Listen, Superboy wasn't even really his son, was he? Like, shit, I thought they just all appeared. Like, I didn't even think.
Not the father, as Morgan
Listen,
would say.
I didn't even think people on Krypton was having sex. I thought they just was made. You know, they was like, That's it.
But let me shed a little light on what may be happening with the LGBT community and all these changes, whether it's with bisexual cartoon characters or whatever, or whether it's LGBTQ now it's
Hold on, wait, hold that thought.
What the comment is? Somebody just post a comment.
Well, if you just tuned in, today's topic, we're definitely talking about Dave Chappelle and his controversy with the LGBTQ community. If you guys have an opinion or you guys want to just jump in and talk about what you feel, you can also give us a call. The number is at the bottom of the screen. So just call in and we'll take your calls, and let's I want to hear what you guys have to say as well. So go ahead, Tino.
So I was going to say, so basically, what's happening with the LGBT community and why it seems to be this accelerated movement is because the evolution of it is happening at a fast pace. In other words, being gay was censored for so long. Censored in the sense of, DL, don't talk, don't tell, don't say shit about it. Forever. So basically, you kept this group of people in an infancy stage, in a toddler stage. So they can't even actually decide what they do or don't like because they had to hide from that themselves, let alone anybody else. What we're now experiencing is this group of people who are now looking like a bunch of adolescents. Literally, if you're talking about development, the gay community as a whole is in an adolescent phase, which is why you get LGBTQI. Now there's A. Now there's trans. Right. Because all of these people are growing in a way that's fast paced. And now it's getting harder for the straight community and hell themselves to keep up exactly with what is offensive.
But my thing is, I don't even think they need to keep up. Nah, I don't even think they need to keep up. Develop your own platform. If that's the case, if you want to make a trans whatever supervillain, create that own platform. Do not recreate something that was already original from time after time after time. Right. I don't disagree with keeping up with the times and keeping people in a loop on their community. But my thing is, don't go switching shit around that's been around forever. I can see if they did it and it was a version of a black man, like we had a black president. Okay. But to switch the whole thing around because of the community, no. Create your own platform. It don't even got to be Superman. It could be super however they want to put it.
I completely agree with the way that you're saying it. But what I'm also recognizing is that this group of people, there's a lot of unresolved trauma. Like just not accepting who they are for a long time. And there's no way when you have that many people who have hidden that much shit about themselves for all those years, all of a sudden at 25, okay, I'm fully developed now. Never mind, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put all this in. No, a lot of them are literally just beginning life, for real, for the first time, 25 and plus.
But again.
So now, when you look at a group of people and say, well, tell us what offends you. Hell, they don't know yet. They got a whole damn day to be happy.
So that goes back.
That
so then, Tino, it goes back to this point. If you're not sure, how can you expect anybody else to be sure? You understand what I'm saying?
That's why I'm able to find it of what's correct right now.
But what's happening is now the livelihoods of people are at stake. Right? Because you're not sure, and if you're not sure, and I'm not sure, because I can't come to your house and tell you what you do in your house, and you can't expect me to come there and tell me, oh, put this over here. I don't know that, because if you don't tell me and you don't teach me, I don't know what to do in your house. You understand what I'm saying?
Correct. So, and worse than that, I'm gonna tell you why livelihoods are being threatened, and it's a very dangerous place to be in. It's an unfair place. But what happens is you're getting a lot of LGBT community people who are rising to places of power, you understand? Money. And they can make the movements happen that would have never happened. So you have these people who are in high places, owning places like Netflix. I'm not saying he's gay, you understand what I'm saying? Right. What I'm saying, the point is, they now, you're talking about a group of people who are just now trying to figure out who the hell they are with all this power. So all of a sudden, you got the straight community and everybody else like, what the hell? Why is everything changing?
But we as black people, we can have the same amount of power if we stood together. That's my thing. It's all about, like how they say, it's strength in numbers. Just like how it's a lot of black people today who are changing times, whether they're straight or not straight. You understand what I'm saying? It's all about how you go about it. The way I feel that the gay community is going about it is wrong. My thing is the goal should never to be take over. It should not. At the end of the day, you want to be generalized
Right.
and you want to be respected. You can take over and still don't have no respect. That shit would be irrelevant.
And now this is
My
what
thing is just
And
make
that's
sure
what I
you
mean
have
by
respect.
I don't think that, because I don't think, and here's why I believe people get clumped together, because I don't think a majority of the gay community has a takeover mentality. However, the powers that be that can actually move, the movers and shakers in the community, that can donate a little money here and do a little shit there and change things, those are the ones who are making the moves. And those are the ones who are saying, if we ain't doing it our way, we ain't doing it no way. So now the entire community is at the mercy of these few people, the powers that be, that happen to be gay at the same time.
But
And
it's been like that
this
forever. When it was the white people running what they running, and the main people, the white people on Wall Street.
That's
white
why
people
that's
here.
why
My
that's
thing
why
is,
and
it
that's
was never advertised like that.
and
So
that's why the
shit never
laws
changed.
don't change with the black people getting killed because of these people. And I want to go back to what Dave Chappelle said, right? Dave Chappelle made a good point of what his late friend Daphne said. I don't care. I don't want you to treat me as a transgender person, or I don't want to teach you how to treat me as a transgender.
Like I'm human.
Treat me like I'm human. And that's what
it.
and here's the thing. And why I believe the whole thing about Dave Chappelle not being censored. And my homeboy Q is online right now, and he can contest for this. I remember we worked at a comedy club, and there was a handicapped person in the front. And the handicapped person, nobody would talk about this handicapped person. I'm talking about, it's fair game. You in the front seat, your ass is getting roasted. Now, this one person is sitting there and nobody touched it. You know what the person said? Don't act like we not here. Talk about us too. And now, if you talk about a handicap, it's something wrong with that. If you talk about gays, that's something wrong with that. Everything is wrong until you say black. If you say nigga all day, and that was Dave Chappelle's point. I said nigga over 500,000 times in my specials. Not one person determined to get me canceled. I talk about slavery. I talk about anything that had to do with and he said niggers. Nobody said anything. But soon as I touch that base, it's cancel me, cancel this, and I don't understand.
Like they pick and choose what they want to address, and that's the problem. If you're gonna pick if you're gonna censor and decipher everything he say, that shit should have been from when he had the whole coke face. Oh my God, you're targeting people. You know, they're white people that are drug addicts. They're black people that are drug addicts. It should not have waited until years down the line and he's successful for them to be like, oh no, you wasn't supposed to touch that. No, you supposed to address all that shit a while ago. Excuse me, bro, you black. You using the word nigga too much. They should have did that. Nobody said none of that, and that's the issue. Do not pick and choose.
And touching on that, the truth is, and there's something very similar. I told Sean this, that's happening in Atlanta. That happens every year, all the time.
Oh yes,
but
yes.
The deal is, yeah, they should have said something. They didn't like it the whole time. The whole time. But if I say something back then that I didn't like, I'm about to tell on myself too. And there were consequences to being gay. There were issues that could come up back then. So now you either tell them you don't like it and come the fuck out, or keep your mouth shut and take it. Well, you know what that's going to create? Repressed anger, year after year after year, until one day you can say.
But that's
something.
what it seems like the movement is now. It seems like we're angry.
Right, but
that's what it seems like now with the LGBT community.
And why they didn't say nothing to him all those times. But I'm not saying that it's his fault. I'm just saying this is how people are. Yeah, a lot of people should say that they're mad about a lot of things in a lot of situations that they don't for a long time until when? They can't take it no more. Now, here's something that happens in Atlanta. And a lot of people don't even know this goes down. But this is what I mean by it's been hidden. There's always this argument between the black gay community and the white gay community here. There are two prides here.
Really?
There's a black gay pride and there's a white gay pride here. Now, the white gay pride, that's the big pride. Everybody's there.
That's the big pride.
Because they got money.
Wait. Yeah, he was like this. He said, that's the big pride.
That's the big pride. Right? They got money, you understand? So they can put on a whole show. The nigga pride, you know.
The nigga
the
pride.
Black gay pride is a little different. Because here's what happens. When the black gay pride, there was an argument because they wanted to know, and I was talking to some of the older people, I said, how did there even end up a separation? Why are y'all having two whole different prides? And there was an issue to where the black gays felt like the white gays were leaving them out of decisions when it came to gay pride. The white gays were like, no. We did not leave y'all out of it. The problem is we had all these things going on and all these ideas happening throughout the day, but y'all don't want to come tonight, which means you weren't proud, you were scared. So we didn't feel like you had the right to do that. So they created, if you ever come and watch it now, that when Black Gay Pride happens here in Atlanta, everything happens at night. Why? Because ain't nobody see you. That's why. So there's still this culture that very much is hiding all of these things all of these times.
But I think
and they're not going to tell people.
It's across the board. It's not even with the pride. My thing is because even like up here, to my understanding, I believe they still had the Puerto Rican Day Parade despite COVID. They shut the West Indian Day Parade down allegedly due to COVID. People pick and choose certain things they want to allow. I don't even believe it's about the whole being the gay and the straight thing at all.
But here's
they
what
pick and choose certain things.
Here's what I get out of what Tino is saying, right? If there is a separation between Black Gay Pride, right, and if you have to have two separate, like a Black Gay Pride and then a regular Pride Day, it's if there's a misunderstanding between the two, how do you expect the world to understand what you're going through? You understand what I'm saying?
Because the rainbow's still the same, ain't it?
Right. And here's the thing.
Really?
The rainbows is different? It's a different rainbow?
This is why I'm asking, because my thing is the pride is
Tino, stop having us look stupid on the air.
They have their own flag. That I do know that the pride community does have their own flag, but I didn't know it was like two separate rainbows from the
lying, he joking.
Pride and the gay pride and the
No, I was going to use that to make I was going to do that to make a point. Here's the reason that there cannot. It is difficult to get a straight answer from the gay community to the straight community.
Wait. I gotta read this, right? Shout out to Talk That Talk, Get on News, right? They said, I bet the, let me put it up. It says, I bet the Black Prides be turned up, though. Niggas gonna have fun, right? That.
They be lit, huh?
Yo, that is hilarious.
Going in, yo. But and the thing is, though, here's the thing, because even amongst the community, there are arguments all the time. That's why it's hard for the straight community to say, well, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to say? What do I do? What I don't do? Because within each other, there's not agreement. Like if you everybody knows that a white man better not say a nigga to that. You better not. You don't have to guess. But if you go into the gay community, you can say faggot to some, and they're like, okay, no, that's the wrong thing. You can say faggot to the other, and they don't care. You can say, well, who's the boy and who's the girl? And they don't care, but some of them do.
But I need to know this.
Well, some of them get offended when you're trying to figure out, because let me tell you, these motherfuckers be fierce.
Right.
They be fierce. And I'll be like,
but his,
I look from the neck down and be like, is this does she or he got some boobs? Or
but
half
look,
the time you can't even tell.
And that goes to this. Wait.
People, here's the deal. They're wanting to. The world is wanting these people to give some identity that they can understand. What is it y'all want? But even if, and I'm just gonna put it out there because I have a lot of friends in the community. I'm in the community. I've seen a lot of that shit. I don't care. But at the end of the day, even if you look at some of the apps, if you ever go on any of those apps that have to be gay dating apps or whatever, if you look at their criteria and their identity, it's all appearance. I want them to look masculine. I don't want them to look masculine. I want to be top. I want to be. They don't know what the fuck they want. So at the end of the day,
so my thing is, why be upset with us because we don't know what the hell you want? So my thing is, it's not hello man or hello sir. It's how you doing. It's just generalized.
Because, and this is why I say it's really not the straight community problem. It's an internal issue. Because the issue is they're blaming this community for being so fucking confused. Is it partially their fault a time ago? Yeah, because you do have people that were gay who got kicked the fuck out, who couldn't go to church anymore, who were oppressed, who did go through that. So they blame them and say, you're the reason we're fucked up. Well, not anymore. Not anymore.
But
it's changed that's what's happening.
But there's still people that's in the closet that still don't, is not as confident regardless of what, all the services that are available. People are still in the closet. Like, I'm not going to say.
But this is what bothers me, right? And I'm not being funny, so please, I don't want nobody to take offense to it, right? This is some real shit, right? And I feel like a lot of heterosexuals will want to know. Like, LGBT changed to LGBTQ. Right? Then they change.
And then it changed again.
Right. Then they change all these acronyms. When do these shits change? Right. But when does it change? who is changing this, and why is nobody
Right.
telling the world that these are changes and you want to be addressed this way? One of the things
My thing is why.
right, but here's the thing: it's too many goddamn acronyms, right? And again, I want to support, and I support everybody, and I support the community because I don't have a problem. The thing is, we are confused, and if you're saying that you're confused, you cannot be mad that we're confused because we don't understand. And one of the things Dave
But
Chappelle.
my thing is, why is it needed? Male or female? If you identify as a female, I'm a female. If you a male and you identify as a female, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Just leave it simple. Male, female.
But
that's it.
But and one of the things Dave Chappelle pointed out, right, was he said, and this is what you said, Envy, that you sometimes don't know what that person is, right, or what they identify as.
Right.
Because some of them, like, there are some women who look straight up more manly than me. There are some men who look more female than you, right?
Correct.
And we don't understand, like, and again, wait, hold on, let me get it out. So he said that in part of his skit, he said that he came across this woman, and she was cute and whatever. He was talking to her, and then all of a sudden this man jumped up and was like, yo, stop talking to my girl. He was like, whoa, listen, and already he seen that the guy wanted to fight, so he balled his fist up. He said, then the man says, I'm not a man, stop calling me a man, call me, I'm a woman. And he said, oh, so now the punchline, even though this is the punchline, but it's a real life situation. He said he slowly loosened his hand and said in a nice professional pimpish voice, bitch, I'm about to slap you. Right? But my question is, the thing is though, sometimes we don't know, and then you're offended when we don't know. What I'm asking y'all is to teach us. You understand?
And there should be something there should be, because I'm gonna give you an example of something, because there should be something that translate that information out, because I promise you within the community they know. And I'll give you an example of something that happened in real life. Standing around, it was me, one of my homies, there was a trans and another dude. Now we all knew to call, I had to think about that shit, to call her we all knew
right, you got it right.
Right, and see, and it's those kind of things where we know, but we're not translating that out. Look, never, ever, ever, ever call a trans man, a woman, or a trans, you know what I'm saying?
But
never
you don't even know them.
Right.
And that's the thing, I'm going to tell you, and I'm an all-the-way straight person.
Let me say why, but listen.
Shit is go.
Because we were standing there, and one of our homeboys told her, man, you need to, and we all trying to look. Because we knew what was going to happen. Because that's a no-go. And the deal is, it doesn't matter whether it's agreed upon or not. If a group of people tell you, that's a no-go, you don't need to understand it. Just don't do it and respect
But you can't say that.
Right.
But listen, you can't say that because you know what? In my experience, it seems like it's offensive. If I ask you, hey, would you prefer to be called a man or a woman? It's like, oh, you trying to be funny? I'm really not. I just don't understand. And
I'm trying to figure out how to address you respectfully.
I understand why that would be offensive. I understand why that would, because again, the rule of thumb is, I'm not saying that it should, I understand why they would take offense. Because the rule of thumb is, she's a girl no matter what. You shouldn't have to ask.
Half of the time they don't look like them.
But that doesn't make sense because in the thing, right? Like they.
But that's what I'm saying, because but it be time. I'm not gonna hold you. Let me give you an example as an all the way straight woman. I could be on TikTok, they come on the feed. You be like, damn, he fine. And then you look at it's a fucking rainbow. So now I'm like, hold on, wait. I know I'm not having a moment, but let me go through the person page and make sure I'm not bugging. And then they switch so much. 1 minute they can be all the way manly. The next minute, homegirl got a whole lace front on it. You be like, but damn, do that classify me as like?
Well, let's get to the real point. Envy not mad. Envy's only mad because she thought she was gonna get a shot at somebody and she couldn't. That's why she's really pissed the fuck off. Let's go with that. Okay, she ain't really concerned if it's a male. She mad because she thought she was gonna get a shot.
No.
In all honesty, I've seen that same thing happen inside of the community where I knew it was a trans and it was a dude, but he was gay, but did not realize that this was a trans until this shit started to happen. You understand? And now this joker was ready to fight her because you should have told me this up front. And so even, never mind that it's confusing to the outside of the community, but the shit ain't even figured out inside.
That's
It's gonna be a while before it's figured out inside.
And this boils down to what we are trying to get, right? And trying to talk about. Why, if you haven't, in the community, if they haven't figured it out, or I don't even want to say that because some people might take offense to say, why you mean we ain't figure it out? If there is
they really kind of didn't.
If there is
still, it's like everything is a learning process.
I watch it every single day. I'm telling you.
Right, but if there's a misunderstanding or miscommunication inside of the community, then why place blame and try to do like AB said, right? The cancel culture, right? Now we at a place where if somebody says something, and again, I'm not taking nothing from nobody because we as humans say ignorant shit. And I'm okay with that. But sometimes it's a learning lesson. Sometimes we are ignorant by default and not just because we don't know. You know, and we might say some shit. And instead of trying to cancel him, y'all should. I feel like this should be like he said. Let's have a meeting. Let's talk about this shit because
educate me instead of trying to put me down.
But at the same time, I don't agree with canceling Dave Chappelle on any platform because, again, I feel like if I go through my experiences, if I can talk about a homeless person and I can talk about a white man, I should be able to talk about anybody because at the end of the day, it's comedy and we're talking about what we're talking about and it only pertains to me because as a comedian you tell your story and what you see. You understand what I'm saying? And one of the things he did say was he basically was like, you know, I've been ignorant to certain words that he didn't understand that they were saying to him, and he said, am I this, am I that? And he got to a point where he talked about the Me Too movement, right? And they asked him, well, what have you done? And he said, well, I'm the guy who walked away from $50 million. And he said, I don't disagree with the Me Too movement. I just didn't respect on how they moved with it. You understand?
Right.
And I agree with that. Sometimes you don't agree with how certain people move. Like, I think our black culture should be standing up for a lot more than what we are. You know what I'm saying?
You're 1,000% correct.
We as a black culture are letting shit go and things are not changing. Right to this day, we talk about slavery was 400 years ago, 200 years ago, XYZ, just in the 50s and the 60s, and we were still in segregation and doing all of this. But yet, today, in 2021, we still have cops killing us. We still have black people who can't walk down certain streets because it's okay to be racist in this. And D.L. Hughley, and I heard D.L. Hughley say it on his radio show. He said it is normalized to be racist in this country. And it's something that doesn't surprise anybody, so it really doesn't change. You understand? And I have a problem with that. But then again, when we get to the LGBTQ community, if you say one thing and it don't have to necessarily be offensive, it's just an experience that I have. If you feel like you talk about it, you scared to put it out because somebody will take that as, you know what? You're hating the community and that's not right. And sometimes,
but my thing is, if a person is addressing something, that is their own opinion.
Right.
It's not like they're singling out someone. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, their own views, and their own outlook on life. My thing is, if you do not agree with what he or she is saying, and you are aware of whatever it is, just educate them. Yo, I don't agree with what you're saying. Yo, you know that shit ain't correct. Or listen, have you thought about this? Or do you think the reason this happened is because of A, B, and C? A lot of people don't do that. People take what they say. A lot of people say as sponges, and then they fucking distribute it the whole wrong way when they didn't even mean it that way.
And then we talk about this, right? Let's talk about NWA, right? One of the most controversial rap groups ever to hit the scene, right? I always use them because if you don't like NWA, don't buy NWA. If you don't like Dave Chappelle, don't buy Dave Chappelle. Because here's the funny thing about this industry right now. And let's think about this. Dave Chappelle is putting on these shows, and these LGBT community is trying to get him canceled. And I'm not saying the whole community, because I know it is more people who like Dave Chappelle than they don't. It's just the people that are voicing it have power, like Tino said. You understand? But if you don't, if Dave Chappelle is doing his stand up, and you guys know what he's saying, you know why? Because you paid for that ticket. You watched him. You somewhere you paid to watch him, to bash him. And all you had to do was not buy a ticket or support that. Because when you buy, you support. And he makes the money off of it. And if you feel like that, don't buy it. That's all I'm saying. There is a way to handle it. And if you felt that he said something wrong and you want to address it, like he said, let's sit down and have a conversation about it. And I can give you my point. You can give me your point. And somewhere down this middle, we can probably meet and say, yo, this was wrong and I apologize. Because again, am I oblivious?
When I said in the beginning, I don't think it should be censored. It's comedy. I don't think that you should cancel anything. I don't believe any of that. I watched it and I was like, okay. I mean, I didn't think it was too funny, but I didn't think it was that bad either. You know, but again, I stick with what I said in the beginning. That's a rocky road to go down because you are insulting people who have no self-esteem already. So they can't take it at all. They can't take it. So if you're going to go down that road with people who already have issues with rejection, years of it, issues with identity, years of it. So you're going to go down a road of people who want.
But that could be any community, though.
Was being like homosexuality was in the disorder manual. It was a whole disorder. So you're talking about a group of people that, first and foremost, you know, have some self-esteem problems. So no, they can't take it. No, they can't deal with it. So if you want to go down that road, go down that road.
But that could be any community.
A rocky road to go down.
I disagree, because that could be any community. That could be somebody that was a drug addict and he talking and on stage cracking jokes about somebody being a dope fiend and this, that, and the third. And then instead of the person saying, yo, damn, I could relate. Damn, I'm clean. Damn, I'm this, that, and the third. They taking it the other way around as if it was personalized. It's never personalized when he's
and let's I don't think it's personalized, but I do think that there is a level to this shit. In other words, it's like
I disagree, because my thing is, like I said in the beginning, freedom of speech is just.
Hold on, one at a time. I can't hear both.
I tell people, if you go and ask these questions, I said, this is how you test it out. People do it all the time. I said, give people a 50-50 opportunity. Walk up to a mother, walk up to a father, and say, would you rather your child be a crackhead or gay? You only get one choice. They're not going to choose gay. They're not going to, because one is considered.
How do you figure that? Nobody want to see their child on drugs.
No,
so I don't know.
Don't
You understand what I'm saying?
They don't want either. I would say, well, I don't want neither one. No, but
correct.
If you had a choice, what I'm trying to say is, whether it's right or wrong, because I don't agree with it, but people have leveled off this shit. You know, you're a crackhead. Oh, you know, you level 2 hell. You're a cheater. Okay, you level 3 hell. You gay. Okay, that's an abomination. Put him under the stairs. Like, that's just how it's being presented. I'm not saying that it is the best way. I'm just trying to put out there how people may be potentially viewing this thing.
I don't think you should censor what you say. I think delivering it the way you deliver it, because my thing is, like I said before, it's not what you say, it's how you say. You can have a general conversation speaking on a gay situation to a gay person. They might not agree with what you're saying, but then they be like, well, you know what?
Right.
That's your opinion. You spoke some real shit. But in my defense as a gay person, A, B, and C, I don't feel when it comes to a gay topic or that community, the LGBT community, it should be like, well, damn, I can't say that because you know John is trans. No, at the end of the day, a person is going to be who a person is. When it comes to somebody speaking their point and speaking their point of view and speaking their opinion, everybody can speak through their opinion and their own lenses that they see how they view certain things. My thing is, it shouldn't be. Nobody should have to work on eggshells because of another person's situation.
Right, and that's and this. Wait, hold on, Tino, wait, hold on. And this goes to what I seen. Right, I was looking at what's the girl Lonnie from The Real, right, and she said she didn't appreciate Dave Chappelle's comedy special because she said, what if he was talking about fat people and all of this? She said she would feel some type of way. And instantly I thought, Dave Chappelle has talked about fat people. Dave Chappelle has talked about everything. And nobody reached out to cancel him. Why? Because that shit was funny, because it was on some, and I hate to say it the way he say it, but it was some nigga shit. As long as it's on our people and black people, it's fine. It's all game. But now we talking about, because I'm gonna even go out on a limb and say black gays can understand Dave Chappelle. You understand? I'm gonna go out and say that, and say they probably not even offended, just like some of the.
Yeah, you're about to say exactly what I was thinking, because the deal is, and I've asked some people, how they felt about it. What did you think about Chappelle? And this is my frustration with it. If you really, really took a true censorship of what people felt about that closure, I guarantee you there are going to be a lot more gay people that had no issue with it than there are. But the buck is being pushed in such a way that a select few who have
money
and power are therefore causing the focus to come in. So now it looks like the LGBT community is like this, when the most of them are like, I don't think that shit.
And you know what?
80% of them are like, I don't think that shit.
And the funny thing is, you made a good point, Tino, about your analogy when you used the church, right? You said if a person that gives like 20,000 to the church, and a person who gives 500,000, if it's the money, they're gonna go with the person with the 20,000. Not necessarily the people who paid most of their tithes, because like you said, right, the pastor got to get paid too. He got to grease his hands. He need the collection in his hands. Yes, sir. Yes, Lord.
That's really how it goes. I have seen it time and time and time again. Money is power. I'm sorry, it is what it is. And even if it's in the church, if you giving $10,000 a week and you say I want something to happen, guess what? It's gonna happen. Now transfer that over to the LGBT community. If there's somebody in there with a lot of money who's saying cancel him, guess what? He gonna get canceled. Meanwhile, the other 80% are like, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But the whole community is now in trouble.
Somebody just said something. We fought for rights and what?
That I'm about to say. So Q said, let me put it back up. So Q said they asked for equal rights, but they don't really want it when the jokes is on them. It ain't no switch, ain't no turn off or turn on button, right, for equal rights. If you want the equal rights, you got to be able to accept everything, right? That's the good, the bad, and the ugly. So that means if I can stand with you and say, yo, I don't have a problem with your lifestyle, then at the same time, if we go to this comedy club, don't be offended, because we all gonna get it. You understand? It's equal opportunity for everybody. If this motherfucker got one leg, I'm going to talk about that one leg. I'm going to talk about, yo, he having sex and he hopping around chasing women. That's funny. It's comedy. And again, I shouldn't have to censor my shit, because now I'm talking about your lifestyle. I don't know you personally, so I don't know if this is what you do. I'm just making an observation to tell jokes, and sometimes this is real life jokes. Jokes are meant to be embellished. They are meant to be exaggerated, to be funny. They are meant for a lot of different things. Jokes are not necessarily true, but they have truth in them, right? And I think when it becomes on the community, it's like, oh, we can't have this truth out there like that. And I'm like, if it ain't you, don't be offended if that ain't how you roll.
And that's why I said I honestly don't even feel like it's the community at large. I honestly feel like that there are certain groups within the community that possess the power. Especially if you go into Hollywood and you go into the entertainment field, you're going to see a lot of LGBTQ people. That's just how it is. And if not that this is the case, like I said, but if I happen to be a major network person that owns, this particular brand or whatever, and I'm putting your show on the air through my channels, or through my networks or whatever, and I happen to be gay, can I censor you? Will I? Not me personally. But you understand where I'm headed?
Right.
Yeah. They're going to censor you. So that's why I said this is a rocky road to walk down. If you're going to connect with a network that has some gay, powerful people at the top of it, you might want to find a different job.
And let me say this, and I'm gonna be honest, and I think I could speak for a lot of heterosexuals. We don't care that you're gay. We don't put that much effort or thought into this is gay and this is, the only time that shit bother us is when we get to this point, right? When you say something,
Or when you try to push up, you be like, hold up, nigga.
right? Listen,
Right, that's
wait.
when we feel offensive. Like, hold up.
Let's
It was
no.
cool. You
It's
was
not even
down,
offensive, but let's talk about that, right? If an ugly girl pushed up on me, I would say, "Whoa, bitch, back up." I should be able. I'm well in my right to say that. So you telling me if a guy was to push up on me, I can't say, "Whoa, nigga," like back, like I would do that with a woman. You understand? Because I'm not interested. If I'm not interested,
Right.
I should be able to say, "Hey, back the fuck up." Right? And I ain't being disrespectful, but if I say, yo, nigga, back the fuck up, I'm not like that. It's like, oh, you gay bashing. I'm not. I'm just not interested. And I would say that to a woman.
Correct.
And this is when it comes to the point where it gets so frustrating, because here's the thing. Back to the TV shows and everything. We don't care. And I've heard people in the community say, listen, they don't like to be put up on TV like show dummies, right? Like they put all of this stuff on TV, and it's like, okay, the storyline is not about a gay person. Yeah, you're gay, fine. I'm okay with you having Rob and Billy together. But again, this ain't what the plot is about. Why are we focusing on Rob and Billy in the bedroom when the whole plot is about a missing child? You understand what I'm saying? But yet the TV show, and I hear people in the community say, yo, they not okay with that, because now it's like all of a sudden we putting all of this out there, you know, and it's like,
you know, I'm telling you, and this is why I stick with why I think there is such a larger issue that's going on. And again, I'm not saying
I'm sorry. They are stupid. Talk that talk, get on news says, whoa, bitch. Like going back to the conversation that we had, like, whoa, bitch. And then Q says, when they over the top, calm down. Like, you know, it's just crazy.
That's it, right. People like, you're doing a bit too much. Just relax.
Right. And me and Tino, we had this conversation earlier, right? About, I don't care how you live your lifestyle, right? I don't like a ghetto black female, right? If I see a black female and she's like, oh my God, and doing all of this, that shit is not attractive to me. It's not attractive to me. So if I do see a gay man do that, I'm going to be like, nigga, stop. That's not attractive. Like, where did you get your notes from? Because that's not it. Nobody.
I feel like it is creating so much confusion, especially for the straight community, is because it's some real trauma there. And I say that because, Sean, you know, I mean, people know, but like my background is psychology. Like, I'm a psychology professor. That's what I do. So when I look at these people, I know the reason y'all are confusing these people is because y'all are so messed up for whoever reason it is. Whoever rejected you.
Because they confused themselves. That's it.
Either way, you are so messed up mentally that when we ask you for a straight answer, you cannot give it to us because you don't know. It's not even in you yet. It's not even developed yet. So that's why I said I don't think you gonna get a straight answer on what's the correct way to approach this group until that group deals with the unresolved
issue. Somebody in the comments said, "Hey, you," and I guess that's kind of general.
You say that again?
Somebody I put in the comments some time ago was like, "Hey, you," or "Excuse me." That's it. You got to leave it. Like
that was talk crazy. Get on news. He said that was when we was on the topic of not knowing what the person is or what they identify as. He said just say, "Hey, you." You understand?
That's it. Hey, you.
Like,
you can't simple. Excuse me, and then they be like, "Well, yeah, you know, you cannot." And that's the thing, because you might think the person is one way. Hey, sir, how you doing? I identify as a woman, but you could look like a whole bro. Right. So it's like, I don't know.
And
listen, it's crazy. And that's what I mean. When you're dealing with people with identity issues, that's too messy to try and figure out. You're not gonna be able to sit around at a table. Why? Even if Dave Chappelle wants to sit around and talk to the community at large, you're not gonna be able to come to a consensus about what is actually considered derogatory or offensive. Why? Because you got 14 different letters, and all 14 of them don't agree on the same thing. The L is fine with it. The G said, well, hell, I don't know. The T says, well, it depends.
And the sad and
identity issues are a big mess. A big mess. So you're not going to be able to fix that with a conversation. And you're going to find yourself doing exactly what people are doing.
And this
being confused and figuring out what the hell to say to who the hell to say it to.
But this is what we talking about, right? Like, and when it comes to the real world, right? And I'm speaking because I feel like I'm a real person and I know real people, not fictional shit, not people that's made up. When it comes to us, a lot of us, like I said before, we don't give a shit what you like, who you like. Like what you like. Just be nice to me and I'll be nice to you. You be a bitch to me, I'm going to be a bitch to you. That's it. I think the media and these people with money who, like Tino said, that might be behind in the closet, these people are so messed up that they are causing friction between the people who really don't give a shit. Because I'm pretty sure, like you said,
drama.
Right, because between us
and they got
as
the money, they got the money to market it.
Right.
They got the money to market.
No, nobody gives a shit. And like I told Tino before, when I was younger, I might have been on some whoa, like get the fuck away from me type shit. Why? Because I was ignorant to what was going on and what was out there. It was new to me. It was something that I have never seen before. So when you see it and it's new, you don't understand it. And in my head as a youngin, I always thought, oh, if he gay, he must be trying to talk to me. And that's not the case. We do ignorant shit as youngins, but now we older. Let's teach our kids not to be that ignorant. Let's teach our kids that, we are all here as one. Right. You understand? Like,
go ahead.
I
said, when you grow up like that and you have that much kind of effect on you, you don't just lose that way of thinking overnight. I'm here in the deep South where everybody's half country. We got more cows than people, you see. And so the idea is, I grew up thinking all white people was part of the Klan. Yeah, that's just what I thought because that's where I grew up at. So when I moved to Boston, they told me one day, they were like, hey, we're going to China. I said, well, can I go there? And they said, well, yeah, you can go there. I said, no, can't.
You looking at the comments, huh?
It took a while.
Gay is black and something else?
It say, I figured it out. Hear me out. It says gay is black, gay men act like they black women, and stud lesbians act like black men.
Jesus.
So, again, and again, I gotta speak for me. I could care fucking less what you do in your bedroom. I don't give two shits if you get.
It's not even just in the bedroom. It's everywhere.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because, like, for example, they have allowed so much of an open door for the community to just come in and be okay with it. For example, there's a trans man still with the man part, dressed as a woman, going in the ladies' bathroom, and it has happened. He has raped women. He has raped children. A lot of people don't want to touch that issue. My thing is, leave the shit. If you still got because if you go to jail, there is no separate jail, to my understanding. For they ask you, do you still have the part down there? You go into a male facility. If you are a female and you identify as a male and you still have women parts, the vagina and whatever else, you're going to a women's facility. There is no separation and there's no in between. Granted, you might be housed in that particular area, but 9 times out of 10, you are still in a woman's jail or in a male's jail. Leave the shit as it is. That's it. It should not be no in between.
Going off of that,
they fighting for the wrong thing.
Say, being around a lot of people in that community, I'm telling you, 80 to 90% think just like that. Most think just like that. But that 10% with power who can create the controversy creates an then they fighting for the wrong thing. Don't fight because Dave Chappelle. My thing is, don't fight for the wrong thing. Don't fight for Dave Chappelle and his freedom of speech. Fight because they're getting locked up and the trans man is getting raped because he has boobs and a man part. Fight because you want them separated. Fight where it makes sense because that shit don't make no sense.
Okay, and this.
I think, and honestly, and that's why I say this. I think you're absolutely correct, but I think that the fight with them, they don't care about that. This is money.
But
it's all about.
But listen,
the power. And you make money off of controversy.
One of the ladies on the real.
You make money when that people get locked up too.
Listen, one of the ladies on the real, she said a point, and I disagreed with that shit 100%. Right? So she said she felt like Dave Chappelle should censored what he said because there are people dying from this, right? And she pointed, listen, hear me out. She said, there's a trans people that are dying, there are gay people that are dying, and my thought instantly, right? And I hate to make this sound like that, but there are people dying for everything. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're pinpointing Dave Chappelle as a source of the problem, then this problem goes way beyond him. Dave Chappelle did not start this problem. He's damn sure not gonna finish this problem. This is something that is going beyond and somewhere else. Dave Chappelle is not the source of that problem. And like we said, it sounds like it's a misunderstanding between the people in the community with themselves and how to address how they feel. And then when it gets to us, we are ignorant to it because we don't understand. If you don't understand, we don't. And that's just the fact.
Confused. Yeah, and that's why I keep saying it's going to be a while before any true understanding is had until they can figure out what the heck is going on. But the problem with that is when you have people who are confused because you're confused, but you're also now penalizing and targeting their entire livelihood while you're confused. That is becoming an issue. So, like, don't censor this. Don't stop the man from speaking because y'all haven't figured out what's okay and not yet, but yet they are.
Right.
And like I said, and I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you nice to me, I'm nice to you. I just don't like an asshole. And that's just straight up. And I don't care if you green, purple, white, red, black, gay, straight, curved. I don't give a fuck. Like, it is what it is. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. If you're a nice person, you're a nice person. And one thing I do want to touch before we get out of here, right? And we talked about this earlier, Tino. We talked about, you were saying Dave Chappelle, right? If he was, what did you say? It was more or less on a line that he kept saying that he was transphobic, right?
Oh, yeah.
So say what you said, and then we can have that little dialogue about that.
Well, and again, like I said, I'm trying to point out potentially where some of his conversation may have gone wrong. And one of the things I kept saying in the close, even though I personally wasn't offended by any of it, was you were blurring the lines. You can't say, I don't have a problem with this group, and then turn around and identify as being transphobic, which means by nature, you do. Not
right.
That I'm saying you're not, but you're giving mixed signals. So when you say I'm transphobic, you are saying I have a fear of these people. I do not like these people. And then you turn around and say, I don't have a problem with these people. Which are you? And
right.
I'm not saying that, and I don't think he's been censored. I was okay with it. But that can be really misleading, and you're opening a door now for people to take offense because you aren't just making fun of them now. You're saying you're scared of them.
So
that's a whole different.
And my point to what he had said at that point was, you know, I don't think that he was still saying that he's transphobic. I guess the joke and the punchline had to lead to him being that way, right? Because one of the jokes was a transgender tried to hug him. Matter of fact, it was Daphne, and tried to hug him, and he was like, chill, bitch, boundaries, bitch, boundaries, right? And I like I told Tino, I get it, right? I'm okay with it, but sometimes you do get worried about how people perceive you if they see that, right? And it's not a right thing, it's not a wrong thing, it's just how it happens. And I guess his thing was, whoa, I don't want nobody to think I'm transgender, but if that's your friend, I don't give a fuck. You understand? That's your friend, It, you know, Tino, I love you.
Also said, right.
I'm about to say,
I also said, no, why confusion again in the own community using that exact same concept? Because what he may say, boundary, bitch, whoa. Guess what? That community does it to each other. I've seen gay men who don't want to walk around with that flaming joker. Why? Because if they see you with me, they're going to assume that I am that too, and I'm not even out. So you see, never mind that it being with Chappelle, it's happening with, that's what I'm saying. This shit is happening with Ian before they can even figure out how to deal with it out. I was just also saying with him, however, if you're wondering where you might have drawn some attention, you basically just looked at these people and said, I'm scared of y'all. Because by definition, phobia is a fear of transgender.
Right.
That's what it is. You're telling them I'm scared of y'all. Don't say that and then follow up by saying, but I don't have a problem with you. Those two things are in complete contradiction to one another. And that's why I feel like, okay, you might have created a little confusion.
There goes internet again. There goes internet.
All right.
Your internet went again. You went.
You sound like a robot.
You shut up. Don't start with me. You know what happened to my phone the first time?
It died.
Some ghetto shit. No, it overheated.
How did your phone? Yeah, you might want to take that back.
I don't know. It overheated and shut down.
But let's say this for the record, right? And again, Envy, I love you. You're my friend. Tino, I love you. You're my friend. I could care less. And this is a joke, guys. I don't want nobody to take this serious.
Don't come for me.
You know I'm coming for you.
Don't even do it.
In our last show, we established that Envy goes on vacation to have sex with whoever.
You're a liar.
So I don't care. I don't care who she banging or how many people she banging. And
didn't I just tell you don't try to come?
Listen,
I'm not gonna do no more of your shows since you're gonna be giving out false information. Don't play with me.
Listen,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
So what? She got a year supply of Plan B's in her bag.
Really?
It's fine. I love her. That is my friend. That is my buddy.
Oh my God,
Tino.
You just could not do a show without even trying to come at me, right?
No, and Tino.
That's all this false shit. Don't
listen. As crazy and misguided as Tino is, I love him too. Like, that's my guy. But Tino is just an asshole all the way around. And this
Jesus. You're not gonna do this. I don't appreciate this at all. No.
But
you are not.
No, but like I said.
Hey, keep playing with me and I'm gonna get your show canceled.
Right. Right. Thank you. We're gonna have to figure out something. Because I don't appreciate this.
So y'all gonna report my shit? Y'all gonna report my shit?
I have to do something.
That's fucked up. I was being honest. I love y'all. But, like I said, to everybody that's watching, who's listening, please like, share, subscribe. And just know this. If we end up on this note and say, we are a community of people, no matter what. I don't care what your gender is. I don't care what your race is. I don't care. We still bleed the same. And we have to learn to live together. We have to learn to be together. And until that happens, we have this whole black movement because blacks are dying. Now we have the LGBT community having it. Listen, we are all fighting for the same thing, which is to be treated normal, to be treated correctly, and to just be able to live as one. And we have to learn to do that with no bias, no hate in our hearts. Listen, do I believe that gays should be able to be joked on? Absolutely. And I'm not saying just because they're gay. I'm saying because if we can joke about every other topic, right? About obesity. People are dying because of obesity. People are dying because of crack. If we can joke about those serious topics, and if Dave Chappelle can take the one person who meant dear to him and still have a joke in there about that person and say in the middle of that joke, say, hey, listen, I don't care what y'all think. Daphne would have loved this joke. I think we at that point should all learn to say, yo, we can all not be so sensitive in what we say. That doesn't mean go out and just hurt people's feelings and say stupid shit. No, I'm not going to say that at all. But I'm saying that comedy is comedy, and we do have to be mindful of what we say in our comedy, but no topic is off limits.
Just be a little bit more open-minded. That's my thing.
Right. And
just like with people with suicide, just like with people in the polyamorous relationships and shit. It's a lot of stuff that nobody agrees with, but it's still talked about.
Yo, why somebody said that Tino's internet is transphobic?
That's why I keep glitching.
Yo, he said, his story. Yo, and Q said there are black people dying just for being black. Nobody has to know you're gay. You make it known. I can't hide that I'm black. Right. I can't hide that I'm black. You can see that from a mile away. That's a fact. Right. And we did touch that earlier, Tino. Right? We did say that. Right? I'm black. You cannot hide that. You don't have to hide that you're gay. But again, Tina, I'm trying to remember what you said earlier.
It's not an advertisement. So it's not even that you're hiding it or not.
Right. No. But But what we was talking about, Tino made a good point earlier, basically saying nobody knows you're gay until you advertise it, until you pinpoint it. So when you want to be the star of attention, guess what? And then that goes back to even on radio or TV. When you put yourself to be the star of the show, guess what? It's going to be positive comments. There's going to be negative comments. So if you put yourself out on Front Street, guess what? Some people are going to agree, some people ain't going to care, and some people are going to disagree. It's just what it is because it's there, and nobody won't have much to say if you don't put it all out there. You know what I'm saying? And who got the dog? Who got the dog? So, you know, it's just, let's all stop all the bullshit. At the end of the day, we are all together. We are all one. And listen, I hope there comes a time where we can all sit, have jokes and drinks and talk about this, and not everybody be so sensitive. And I'm not talking about just LGBTQ. I'm talking about you heterosexuals that are acting like bitches. And when I say that, I mean y'all are too sensitive too. Everybody is way too sensitive in this day and time, and there's a lot of people dying out here for the stupidest stuff. So we need to look at each other, tell each other that we love each other, and move on. You know what I'm saying? And just love the person that you with. That's it. Love the person that you know. Love them for who they are, whatever they are. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's all I got to say. So I love both of you motherfuckers. Both of you dysfunctional.
I love you too. You gonna stop trying to come for me.
I did not come for
I
you.
don't appreciate it.
I wish I had some controls and I could press a button and you would see technical difficulties come down. His ass been canceled.
So I want
I
y'all
don't appreciate it.
Yo, y'all make sure y'all follow my girl Envy. She's on the Queens of NYC podcast every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. on the Evening Rush Network right here. And you can follow my man TC underscore the underscore entertainer. Right? Ain't that y'all? TC underscore.
That's right.
Oh, you looked at me like I was like I owed you money or some shit.
You was having a hard time getting it out. You was having a hard time getting it out. I was like, spit it out.
Nigga, I thought I had a long name. You got a longer name. TC underscore the underscore entertainer. You follow him on Instagram. You know, and this has been a dope conversation. And I hope we can have more like this. I might have to invite you two back because this dysfunctional shit I love. I love this shit. I do. It's like talking to my cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I gotta talk to my fucked up cousins so I can feel better about myself.
Oh Lord, no! You ain't gonna be coming for me. The fuck.
Right.
I'll fucking come in and they comment on the show. Fuck that.
Hey, yo, I want to thank everybody who tuned in, everybody who commented. Shout out to Talk That Talk, Ghetto News. Shout out to Quinteria. Shout out to, who else was on? AB. Shout out to Precious. Shout out to Terrell. Shout out to everybody. Sean Dawn, the whole Evening Rush Network family. Man, I love y'all. And that's it. We're going to get the hell up out of here. What is people still writing? Hold on. Sean Dawn said freedom of speech been went out the window. Yeah.
Sadly.
That's true. And hey, what is she doing to that dog? Woo, red flag. Oh, yo, they said, what you doing to that dog? Red flags everywhere.
My dog is no. She thinks she a whole pit bull. She heard somebody outside.
I ain't even gonna lie. I thought you was gonna say you think she a hoe. I'm about to say what?
Oh,
I thought, you know what? I thought she was gonna say that too, and I was gonna say what she must do on vacation.
No,
right.
She heard somebody next door. No.
Yo,
no, that's all the name. She nosy. She on the other side of the room barking. I'm on this side of the room.
Yo, so once again,
y'all gonna leave me alone.
Well, you gonna leave your goddamn self alone, goddamn.
That's fine. I'm not taking no more of your calls, and I'm not coming back.
You are gonna take my calls because you my sister. You my sister. You love me. You gonna take my calls again, no matter how dysfunctional you are. You know, you are gonna still take my calls. Yes. Listen. Let's not go back. I could go back to another situation that we talked about. Okay, I'm just gonna say, because I know you and Sean Dawn was talking about playing with toys and all types of stuff. We don't want to go there. We don't want to go there. We don't want to go there.
Here you go.
All right. Stop.
Don't
So-
get that man in trouble for telling some lies, man.
So, yo, once again, y'all, I love y'all, man. We gonna get up out of here. Once again, thank you to Miss Envy. Thank you to TC. Yo, this has been Let's Talk Crazy. I'm your host, Shice, Mr. Talk of the Town. Make sure you check us out on podcast. And another shameless plug, make sure y'all follow me and my daughter's new YouTube page. It's called 3D is the Team, all one word, but the number 3. Love you guys. Shice 69. Oh, here you go. Y'all niggas is still talking shit on the they saying Shice 69. They like Sean Don said open mind. We getting out of here because comments gonna keep coming. So I love y'all. We up out of here. I'll see y'all next Saturday, 5 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. All right, peace.
Later.